So Salman, after the aftermath, we've had Golovkin v Murata, and we saw Golovkin break Murata down, win by in a TKO or knockout in the 8th round. Golovkin v Canelo, a trilogy between Saul, the Mexican warrior Alvarez, against Gennady Golovkin. Salman's Golovkin's still dangerous against Canelo. You know, he showed tonight that, you know, he's still got it. He's still got it, and he's still a great fighter. You thought he was a little bit slow, but what we showed is he still showed he's got his chin. He still showed he's got his toughness, and he still showed he's got his punching power. So what do you think?
If I'm going to be honest, I don't know what weight the fight's going to happen.
168, undisputed.
It's going to be at 168. Canelo's fought at 168. Golovkin hasn't fought at 168.
Let me add this though. Golovkin looked very drained at the weight at 160 against Murata. So let's bring that into it. He looked old and he looked really drained. So him moving up 8 pounds is going to benefit Golovkin. Trust me. It's going to benefit his stamina. It's going to benefit his punch resistance. It's going to benefit everything. So,
I don't think, like, if I have to break that fight down at this specific point, right, of both of their careers, I can't see Golovkin beating Canelo.
You can't say that with a puncher in there with Golovkin. You can't disrespect Golovkin like that.
Could have knocked Canelo out in his prime. How's he going to knock him out now?
But it doesn't matter.
No, but he could land a punch.
Okay, Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. He couldn't knock out Pacquiao in his prime, and then he knocked him out later on in his career. So what's the point? And he knocked out Pacquiao in his prime. So like,
if you land a lucky shot,
Marquez wasn't it wasn't a lucky shot. He had put Pacquiao down. Marquez knocked Pacquiao out cold. You know, and Marquez ain't a bigger puncher than Golovkin. So you can never count out a puncher.
I just don't think. Just can't see this version of Golovkin beating Saul Canelo. But everyone has their own opinion. But I just can't see it personally.
So how do you break the fight down? How do you see it goes?
Canelo's going to bash into the body. And the thing is, this guy's a guy that can punch to the body. And if someone like Murata is like making you take breaths from a body shot, I just can't see a guy that's gone up to 175. Like, for example, if Canelo stops Bivol, Golovkin's in trouble because Golovkin is old now. This isn't the best version of Golovkin.
So are you saying Canelo knocks out Golovkin?
I think he could stop him. Referee could jump in and be like,
but does he? So then you're saying
yes,
that it knocks him out.
Yes.
So okay, so let's put it this way, right? Canelo's moved up to 175. Golovkin is drained at 160. Now Golovkin puts on 8 pounds and moves up to 168. He's going to be fresher. He's going to be better stamina. His punch resistance is going to be better. He's not going to be drained, right? Or do we agree with that? He's not going to be drained, yeah? Canelo's going to move back down 7 pounds, right? That's going to affect his body. He's going to have to take off muscle, right? You're not looking at that. You're not looking at that. You're just looking at it like two getting in the ring, but you're not looking at the fact that Canelo is moving up to 175 pounds. He's massive right now. Now he's going to have to come back down to 168 against Golovkin. Golovkin's going to move up to 168. He's going to feel fresher. He's going to have better stamina, better punch resistance. He's not going to have to kill himself to make weight. These things play a big part. You know, remember, Golovkin looked old at that weigh-in because he was struggling. Do you see his face? He's not going to have that problem at 168. You know, and this is why I didn't understand why Golovkin never moved up all those years ago. See, you're overlooking that. You're overlooking that. You're overlooking that. You're overlooking that. You don't think that's going to play a part? Canelo moving down 7 pounds?
No.
Oh.
Canelo will handedly beat Triple G. Either he'll stop him or he'll beat him easily on points. Not a problem. If you asked me this 6 years ago, yeah, then it's different. I had Triple G. Triple G won the first fight against Canelo. Like,
did you pick him to win both fights? Did you think he'd win against Canelo?
What, when they first fought?
Yeah.
Yes. When they first fought, I thought Triple G would win.
Yeah.
But if you're going to ask me now, 5 years on from that, nah, he's not beating Canelo now because Canelo's like 31-year-old. Like, he's in the prime of his life, whereas Golovkin is not in the prime of his life anymore. And I just think that, nah, he just can't. The thing is, when they fought the second time, right, when Golovkin was, I think it was whenever they fought the second time, right, that was a great fight. It was a brilliant fight. But that was ages ago now. This is that now you got to realize Canelo's the same, probably even better than what he was then, right? And Golovkin's probably lost what he had then, you know, but time will tell. But I just can't, I can't pick against Canelo, because the thing is, basically, Canelo's got a granite chin as well. Canelo's not going to, most likely he isn't going to get knocked out, right? If he's going up to 175 and not getting knocked out, the only chance is to get knocked out by a lucky punch, or just a punch that lands out nowhere, right? But I don't think at this point Golovkin, I don't think he can stop Canelo. It would have to be something crazy for him to stop Canelo. But at this point, I can see Canelo stopping Golovkin though. And I picked Golovkin to beat Canelo the first time they fought, but that was Golovkin then. But now this is like obviously 5 years on. It's a different ball game now. 5 years ages a fighter. You're a different fighter in 5 whole years. You know, look what happened to Klitschko. You know, that one even 5 years. That was only 1.5 years. So the thing is that we can obviously use this Marat as a measuring stick, but I just don't think that this version of Golovkin can beat this version of Canelo. Even if Canelo goes up to 175 and then moves down to 160, yeah, I think Canelo is just, first of all, Canelo's so skillful. He's got a good ring IQ. He punches so hard to the body, right? I think he'll drain Triple G to that body. I think Triple G could, and the thing is, if he sees him hurt, I reckon Golovkin, because I think Canelo wants to knock him out. Canelo's got unfinished business. I think if Canelo, like, makes him blow like how Murata was, I think Canelo will go for him and take it to him properly.
I think you're underestimating Triple G's toughness.
But don't get me wrong.
No, because in the first fight, you go back and there was moments like that when Canelo was hitting Triple G to the body and hitting him, and Triple G was taking deep breaths. I think people are making much of it, and that's what they do when a fighter gets old. But here's the thing: when a fighter gets old, they get old and they lose, right? It doesn't matter who they're fighting, right? We saw Khan against Brook, and we saw how shot he looked, right? When a fighter gets old, he gets old, and it clearly shows, and they lose the fight. Triple G beat Murata, and Murata's a top fighter. Murata's not a washed-up guy. Murata's in his prime, and he couldn't beat Golovkin. Golovkin came and bashed him up. Golovkin always used to take those breaths. Go look, watch it, the first and second fight when Canelo was fighting Canelo. Canelo was hitting him with shots, and Golovkin was taking deep breaths. That doesn't mean Golovkin is 40 and just because he's older now, he did the same things when he was in his prime. So what are you making assumptions from that just because he's older? I feel like when people get older, people naturally assume because they're old, they're looking for signs that he's not the same. But stop looking for those signs, because Golovkin used to do that when he was 35, 34, but we never used to look at that because he was not old. Whereas now he's old, we're starting to nitpick and look for things that are not there. You know, and the fact of the matter is that Golovkin in the first fight and the second fight was also blowing against Canelo, but he just used to come back the same way he was blowing against Murat, and he just comes back. But Golovkin has just, his toughness is on another level. You're overlooking things, you're looking for things that are not there. That's what I think. So
then he should make it as a competitive fight as it was before then against Canelo. If that's what you're saying, so true, then let's see if he can do that to Canelo now then. Let's see if he can dominate.
I know he can. I know the fight's going to be tough.
I personally think he's a lot more slow and sluggish than what he was before. If you don't believe that, then it's up to you.
Yeah, but again, how does that make the fight easy though? Just because he's slow.
The fight's going to be easy, but I just think Canelo will dominate better.
Okay. Did you not see Golovkin come forward against Murata?
If that's what you want to base your measuring on, Murata and Canelo, then it's up to you. But as I said, like, we're making it as if like...
Okay, let's put it this way then, all right? Let's put it this way. Who has Canelo fought since then that makes you think... Who has Canelo fought since then that makes you think that this version of Golovkin is going to get bashed up? Like, who has Canelo fought that would beat Golovkin?
I don't know, but Canelo's obviously moved up weight. A lot more weight than what Golovkin's moved up.
Yeah, but again, you're not answering the question. Who has Golovkin fought since he fought Golovkin, right, that makes you think that Canelo won't struggle with this version of Golovkin? Would Golovkin not beat all the guys that Canelo's beat? Yes or no?
I don't know.
No. Okay, let's go through it. Would Golovkin beat Saunders?
Yeah.
Would Golovkin beat Callum Smith?
Probably, yeah.
Would Golovkin beat Caleb Plant?
Probably. I can't give you guarantees. Like
Yeah,
with Canelo,
but who would you
guaranteed.
pick? Who would you pick? Who would you pick?
Probably Golovkin.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Would Golovkin beat that old Kovalev?
What, this version of Golovkin?
Yeah.
No.
Nah,
No.
now you're talking nonsense.
No.
Bro, Anthony Yard almost beat him. Anthony Yard.
Yeah, but you got to realise, look, Canelo
No, that's
just beat him in
bullshit.
11 rounds.
No, that's nonsense. That's bullshit. Yeah, but Golovkin, Canelo doesn't have a style like Golovkin. Golovkin will pressure Kovalev.
My point is this, man. If Golovkin's as great as he used to be, then let's see what he does against Canelo.
You're underestimating Golovkin. You are on that performance. He just knocked out a champion in 8 rounds. It was dominant. Murat's a top fighter. Murat's a top fighter.
I'm not saying he's not a tough fighter, but it's
So
not,
you're saying Canelo would knock Murat out in 2 rounds?
3 rounds at least. Splatter him.
What?
Splatter him.
It took Canelo, right, 7-8 rounds to beat Saunders. I know Saunders is a boxer, but he wouldn't splatter. No way he would splatter Murat in 2 or 3 rounds.
That's what you believe then.
Canelo would knock him out in probably 6 or 7 rounds. He'd break. Murat's tough. Canelo don't punch harder than Golovkin. Canelo don't punch. So how's he going to knock Murat out in 2 rounds? Murat don't go down. We saw Murat as very tough. He's very tough, man. You know, I think you're overlooking it. You're looking for something that's not there. You know, Golovkin's going to give Canelo a tough fight. I think he'll lose. But I think it goes decision. You know, you think it's a knockout for Canelo. You think Golovkin...
I either think Canelo knocks him out or Canelo completely dominates him. Not a problem. 100% confident about that. Because the thing is, man, look, the thing is, Canelo at the minute is like, he's just on a different level, man. Like, again, Golovkin didn't look great against Derevianchenko, whereas Canelo in his last fights looked not great. He's looked great for the last 4 or 5 fights consecutively.
But you don't think Golovkin looked great today?
Not. I personally think in his prime, he would have stopped this guy in 3-4 rounds.
Oh, he wouldn't have done. He didn't stop David Lemieux in his prime in things. Murat is better than David Lemieux. What's David Lemieux? He's terrible.
I think he stopped Lemieux in what, 6 rounds?
No, about 8 rounds, 9 rounds. I believe 7, 8 rounds, something like that. So he stopped Murat in the same amount of rounds. So what are you talking about, man? Golovkin always looks like this. He always gets hit. He always like that. But he's always tough. You know, he's always tough. You're underestimating Golovkin. You are underestimating Golovkin. He's still that dangerous guy. He's still a dangerous dude.
He's not going to beat Canelo.
Yeah, I never said he's going to beat Canelo, did I? I said he's still a dangerous fight for Canelo. You're saying that it's not. You're saying Canelo washes him.
Yeah, I think Canelo does wash him.
Nah, not for me. Not for me. He doesn't wash him. Canelo will be in trouble in that fight. He'd have trouble with Golovkin. No way. Styles make fights, and Golovkin's style is always going to be problematic for Canelo. Always. You know, Golovkin could be up to 60. He's always going to be problematic for Canelo. Because Golovkin hits too hard, and he's a pressure fighter. He'll come forward. He's tough as nails. Look, for me, it's a tough fight. I don't see how people buying this, that it's going to be an easy fight. It's not an easy fight. It's not an easy fight. Golovkin's still Golovkin. You know, look, when people get old, they lose. Murat's no bum. When people get old, look, yeah, you saw Pacquiao against Ugas, right? Ugas beat Pacquiao, didn't he? Did Ugas beat Pacquiao? He got old, didn't it? So Murat didn't beat Golovkin. He got knocked out. So how are you basing this out? You're disrespecting Golovkin like that. You're disrespecting Golovkin like that.
But I thought Golovkin was going to win this fight anyways. I predicted he would win this fight before this fight happened. He performed well for the first 3-4 rounds, the guy. He's probably fresh, but after that, he started getting hit up, and then he got knocked out.
Yeah, but sometimes styles make fights.
You got to realise
Golovkin's style will always be a problem for Canelo.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at this point.
Why? What is it? Why? What do you see?
Too old.
What do you mean too old?
Too old, too slow, too sluggish. He doesn't have as quick feet. He doesn't have as quick hands. It's just everything, the full package. He's not going to be able to cut Canelo down as quick as he used to. That's why he's going to lose the fight comfortably this time, because he doesn't have as fast feet. He ain't going to be able to break Canelo down. He ain't going to be able to corner Canelo off how he used to, you know. But if that's what you believe, watch the Brook fight, yeah. Watch the Kell Brook fight and how he was.
Okay, let me. So does Canelo have fast feet then?
I'm not saying that, but the thing is, Golovkin likes to pressure you. And Golovkin has quick feet. He likes to corner you and bash you up.
And what was he doing against Murata today?
Yeah, but Canelo's not Murata. Canelo punches a lot harder.
Okay, Canelo punches harder, but didn't in the first. So what are you saying then? What does Golovkin do differently then? You're saying he's
slower. He's got slower feet, right?
Slower feet. He's still got the same feet, man. Yeah, everyone gets a little bit slower, but he's not that much slower that it's going to make it that much of a difference, like you think.
I think he's that much slower, personally. If you look at his feet, when he fought Kell Brook to this fight, there's a massive difference. Massive difference. You can tell he's a lot more slower. You can tell that he's a lot more sluggish now. You can tell that you can just tell that he's a lot more older now. You know, this was like he fought Canelo ages ago now. It's a different ball game, I'm telling you. You know, time ages a fighter no matter how fit you stay. You know, even Mayweather now looks old, and like Mayweather till his last fight looked so good and like so slick, and Mayweather's style was, but
but Mayweather wasn't. The difference is Golovkin at 40. Mayweather wasn't 40, I believe. Was he?
He's 38, 39 or whatever.
Yeah, no, he's 36, 37.
Probably 37, yeah, whatever.
McGregor at like 38 or whatever. So the point I'm trying to make is Golovkin at 40 is still going very strong. He's Pacquiao. You know, and for me, I still believe that. I'm not saying Golovkin's going to beat Canelo, because I've always said that I think Canelo beats him. But I think Golovkin's still a very dangerous fight, and I think you're sleeping on him if you think that Canelo's going to beat him easy. You know, I don't think Canelo's going to beat Golovkin easy. I think Golovkin's style is always problematic. Canelo's always going to have trouble with Golovkin. Even if Golovkin gets to 80, he's always going to have problems with Golovkin, because Golovkin has that style. He has that style, come forward, and he's tough. Canelo is not a huge puncher against Golovkin. He's not. We saw that the first 2 times. And okay, you're saying, well, Golovkin's slower. Well, what makes you think Golovkin's punch resistance? What have you seen in Golovkin that makes you think his punch resistance has gone down? Have you seen him go down? Have you seen him wobbling around the ring? What makes you say that Canelo's going to hurt him? He couldn't, in 24 rounds, he couldn't hurt Golovkin. So what makes you think he's going to hurt him now?
I'm just going on what the commentators was like.
Commentators, man. Forget commentators. What your eyes telling you?
Yeah, my eyes are telling me. So he got hurt in the body against Derevianchenko, right? And that's what the commentator said as well, that he was hurt. So if he's getting hurt against Derevianchenko to the body, then Canelo has enough power to hurt him to the body.
So man, here's the thing: being hurt to the body, right, when you say hurt could be you get caught with a good shot and then you take a deep breath. That's there when the hurt for me is when a guy gets caught with a shot and he's squealing around the floor, or when he's down and hurt. When have you seen Golovkin hurt when he's down on the floor, look like he's about to get stopped?
I'm not saying that. Golovkin's never been down, but if you take a good shot, you can tell that, all right, yeah, that hurt him. But
Golovkin comes back.
Yeah, he does come back, but let's see if he can come back against Canelo then, innit?
You're underestimating Golovkin here. I personally think.
If Golovkin beats Canelo, right, you got to say that he has to go down as one of the greatest fighters. He's already one of the greatest fighters of all time, but if he beats Canelo, I'm sorry.
At 40 years of age.
At 40 years old, and he's the greatest, like one of the greatest fighters of all time, like you have to say. Although I criticise Golovkin because he didn't move up weight.
Let me put something controversial out there. Golovkin beats Andre Ward in his prime. I don't care what anybody says. I think Golovkin's style's all wrong. I think he's all wrong for Andre Ward. He beats Andre Ward. He's all wrong. He's all wrong. You know, Andre Ward would have trouble with his jab. And Andre Ward's doesn't like that pressure. He doesn't like that pressure. You know, we know that he doesn't like that pressure. I believe Golovkin beats a prime Andre Ward. That's my opinion. I think Golovkin would beat him. What do you think?
It's obviously based on opinions, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Some people think that, you know.
Golovkin, look. Ward can't hurt Golovkin, right? He can't. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, probably not.
So, but Golovkin can hurt Andre Ward. Would you agree?
I don't know how I could measure that because...
Didn't Kovalev put him down?
Yeah, but Kovalev, that's 175.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is...
The fact of the matter is, right, let me tell you like this. Who's that guy, man? Who's that guy that fought Groves and fought...
Froch?
No. There was a guy that fought Golovkin and fought George Groves.
Martin Murray.
Yeah, he said that Groves punches harder than Golovkin, but Golovkin's more of a, like, he pressures you more. So if you base it on that,
yeah, but
Froch couldn't knock. Froch probably punches harder than Golovkin at 168. And
I don't think so.
Froch punches harder than George Groves.
Yeah, but the difference is Golovkin's better boxer than those two.
Froch couldn't stop. Well, that wasn't even a fight. That was a washout, Froch and Ward. Right? I personally think prime for prime. Because you got to realise when
Groves and Froch are not Golovkin. Stop it. They're not even in the same sentence.
I'm not saying that, but I'm
okay, what happens?
What
happened? Golovkin or Froch? Who wins?
Golovkin, because obviously I think Golovkin's better. But you asked me, who punches harder? So I don't. If Ward can stay in there with Froch and not get knocked out, then why would he? If Froch punches harder, then because I can't see. I just can't see. Do you know what Tim Bradley said? Like, for example, if Andre Ward was to come out of retirement now and Canelo was to beat Andre Ward, even at this point, that would be like an unbelievable win for somebody like a Canelo. So this is Canelo, a guy that's, bashing everyone up. So I don't know. I would personally, if I had to pick, I think people make too much that, Andre Ward can't take a punch, he's chinny, he gets beat, and this, that, the other. I would pick Andre Ward personally.
Nah. Golovkin. I just think Golovkin's style is wrong for Andre Ward. I'm telling you, Golovkin's pressure, his jab. Andre Ward won't like that. I'm telling you, and the problem Andre Ward would have in that fight is that Andre couldn't hurt Golovkin. He can't. And no one can hurt Golovkin. That's the problem. Golovkin's just too tough. And I just think that jab of Golovkin, the constant pressure, Ward would be in a difficult fight there. I think people overlook Golovkin because people think he's some kind of wild guy. No, he's not.
Never said he's wild. I just think that prime for prime.
Nah, I favour...
The thing is, we can't really measure it, and I'll explain to you why. Because the thing is, apart from Canelo, right? Canelo was Triple G's... Well, it's his hardest fight against Canelo, right? Apart from that, who wouldn't Ward beat on Triple G's resume? He'd beat all of them handily.
Yeah. I'd agree with that, but that doesn't mean he beats Golovkin.
I'm not saying that, but... Obviously, everyone has their own opinion.
And who did Ward beat that Golovkin wouldn't beat?
That's what I'm saying. So you can't really look at it like that. I'm only basing it on who do I think is a better... Like, I personally think out of those two, Ward's the better boxer, and that's why he would win. And I don't think Golovkin stops Ward.
He's not a better boxer, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, one guy's an Olympic gold medalist and one guy's a silver medalist. So who's better?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. Oh yeah, so Murata was an Olympic gold medalist and a silver medalist. So that means he's better. Yeah.
But the thing is, now you're comparing Ward and Murata. Who knows who Murata was? Who was Murata fought?
Nah,
at least Ward fought the best in his Michael Kessler, Froch.
Yeah. That gold medal didn't help him when Kovalev got robbed against him. What happened when they fought Kovalev? He got robbed. Yeah,
but if he really got robbed, he did it the second time.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't splatter. He was getting beat, and then he hit him with low shots to the balls and stuff. Come on.
Yeah, but well, obviously, it's like the same as me. Like, obviously, people come out with excuses.
No, so okay, excuses. So you think Ward won that first fight against Kovalev?
You're making it as if that Ward didn't come back in that fight, and it was like flipping.
So who won that fight? Who won that fight?
Yeah, Kovalev could have won that fight, but you can't say that. It was like Ward didn't win any rounds.
No, Ward won rounds, but Kovalev won that fight. Everyone knows that. Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins.
Listen, it might have been a close fight, but it wasn't like it wasn't Golovkin. It wasn't Golovkin.
Kovalev outboxed him. He outboxed him for majority of the fight. He dropped him as well. So let's not make out he outboxed him. And he was outboxing him the second time as well. He was winning on the score.
No, he wasn't winning on the score.
Oh my God, yeah. Even Paulie Malignaggi had him ahead. Everyone had Kovalev ahead. He was winning. He was winning the fight. Kovalev was winning the fight.
I don't think in the second fight. I think Andre Ward made an adjustment in that second
fight. He was losing the fight, Ward was.
I don't think so.
Oh, you're talking nonsense.
I don't think so.
We have to move on. We have to move on because Salman is talking nonsense. He's saying that Ward was outboxing Kovalev in the second fight. When?
I think he was. I think obviously he made the adjustment. And then the thing is, what people keep saying, low shot. But
no, it was low.
Alright, cool. So that straight right hand, straight on his face, that wobbled him, wasn't a good shot.
No, it was a good shot, but what did Kovalev... Did it put Kovalev down?
No, but he was all over the place. He was all over the place.
He was all over the place. But did he put that? Was he down? He was still in the fight.
he was out. He was gone.
No, how can
he was
be
gone.
out?
And this guy's apparently a non-puncher, so he can't wobble anyone or trouble anyone.
Bro, listen.
After that punch,
everyone knows that Kovalev was a sharp fighter at that point.
Yeah, one fight after he fought in the next
Because
fight.
he was having trouble. He was not living the life. Even his trainer said. Even
when,
John David Jackson said that he was not living the life.
When people lose, they always make an excuse.
Oh, you just...
When people lose, people make an excuse.
Yeah, and Ward, but Ward lost the first fight. There's no doubt about it.
All right, but then a lot of people say Mayweather lost fights as well.
Some he did against Castillo.
Some people thought Maidana beat Mayweather as well.
Yeah, that was close. That was close.
Yeah, but he didn't win the fight though. The judges gave it to that guy.
This wasn't as close. Kovalev won that fight.
Yeah, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you go on BoxRec, it doesn't say that Kovalev won, so it's irrelevant. And he had 2 chances. So
yeah, that doesn't mean... Well, when Pacquiao fought Bradley, it doesn't say on Bradley's record that...
Yeah, but so what? But that is what it is then.
And Jeff Horn, there's no one... Jeff Horn that won the fight against Pacquiao, but it doesn't say on Pacquiao.
Yeah, but there's certain things called daylight robberies and robberies.
Nah, here we
this
go.
wasn't a daylight robbery, in my opinion, anyways.
Here we go.
Kovalev Ward 1 wasn't a daylight robbery, in my opinion. And then in the second fight, he got splattered, so it is what it is. And people can keep saying it was a low shot, but at the end of the day, he was the bigger guy. He was at 175. It was his natural weight. Ward moved up and stopped him, so irrelevant. And he stopped him quicker than what Canelo did. And Kovalev wasn't even in his prime against Canelo, so there you go. All
right, leave your thoughts, guys. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to talk about Kell Brook and Eubank in the next one. All right, leave your thoughts, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.